Need a diversion, take a drone excursion.
What's up, guys? It's Drone Excursion with another diversion. I am here at the Homewood Suites in Aliso Viejo. Why is that, you might ask? Well, because we had a slab leak at the house and we can't be there until everything gets fixed. So we basically got kicked out of our house because there's asbestos in the flooring and in the walls apparently, and the plumbers don't want to work on anything until the asbestos crew comes in and does their thing. And so I don't know, it's a mess, but here we are at the Homewood Suites trying to pretend we're on vacation or something and just try to make the best of the situation. Okay guys, I know I did a video a couple weeks ago now, probably almost 3 weeks ago, announcing a drone contest. I'm definitely giving away a drone, and I've been obviously very busy and I haven't made the announcement video yet. So that is coming, okay? If you guys haven't already got in on that contest, you still have maybe one more day, okay? I hope and plan to make the giveaway contest winner video announcement tomorrow, okay? I'm really hoping to do that tomorrow. I haven't had a chance to like actually go through the comments and pick a winner yet, but man, you guys have put a lot of good comments in there. I really am surprised at all the people that are coming to the channel. So welcome everybody, welcome to Drone Excursion. I do a lot of videos about drones. I do a lot of videos about life. And so yeah, welcome to the channel. Happy to have you. And so yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit now about what happened to me today. Okay, today was my first drone, like actual paid drone job, okay? So a couple weeks ago, I got hired to get some drone footage of a home, and that footage is turned into a 3D like computer model, which is then turned into like a 3D print, okay? So that house is a tiny little 3D model that goes into a snow globe, okay? So it's kind of a cool new thing I think that people are starting to do, like a total sentimental, like unique Christmas gift, okay? So a couple weeks ago I got hired to do that, and I showed up to the place and it was a total bust because the lady that hired me gave me the wrong address. It turned out it was in another state. So that didn't work out. But this same lady, she got another job to do this for a customer, and it was about an hour away over in Manhattan Beach. So I'm like, hey, I'm your guy, I'll do it, you know? So today was the day. So yeah, long story short, well, I'm gonna go ahead and give you the long story because it was a pain. I thought it was gonna be like probably like a half an hour job. It was about an hour drive to get there, so I was like, okay, whatever, that's not a big deal. But I thought the job itself, just flying the drone around this house a few times, would be like maybe a half an hour at the most. Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, it was supposed to rain today, so when I got out there, I didn't think it was gonna rain. I looked at the forecast, but sure enough, it started raining just as we pulled up. So I'm like, oh man, like just drove an hour, now what am I gonna do? And so yeah, so we get there and I had my Mavic and everything, and I didn't realize it before I left, but my Mavic actually, if you know anything about DJI drones, it has like geofencing on it and stuff like that. And it turns out where this property was actually within probably maybe 3 or 4 miles from LAX airport. Yeah, so that was potentially a problem. When I looked it up on the map and stuff, I didn't realize it was so close, and that was my bad, okay? So if you guys start doing this kind of thing, I would suggest doing your research on the property before you actually get there, because if you get there and your drone will not fly because it's limited in terms of, you know, geographics, you know, airport too close by or whatever, then you're screwed, okay? Well, luckily I did have my freestyle rig in the car as a backup. Well, actually it wasn't that big of a deal because I was able to still fly my Mavic somehow. I don't know how it worked, but it still worked. But I was prepared. I had all sorts of stuff with me. But what I wasn't prepared for was the actual home itself. The home was actually big, beautiful, super nice house. I can totally see how these people had the money to do something like this. But it was very, very challenging to fly my drone around it. And the reason for that is because it has neighbors, right? There's neighboring homes that were probably less than 10 feet away from the house. The house is like a 3-story house. And yeah, there was a house to the right, a house to the left that were like less than 10 feet away. and then there was like a industrial building right behind it, like probably 20 feet away. And then there was power lines across the front, like on the street side. And then there was also another set of power lines across the back side. I was like, oh my gosh, like the whole point of the video, what I was hired to do was fly my drone around this house, like doing an orbit, you know, something kind of like this, doing orbits around the house, getting all the angles, you know, the whole thing from the top to the bottom, all the sides, the front, and everything like that. So actually it would be more like this, right? Yeah. I am so stupid. Why am I doing this right now? I'm so stupid. Why am I doing that? Okay, well, that would be more realistic. So if you're doing that with a drone, you know, you don't want things to the side of the home, right? Like, and so it's like, it's a total like blind move. Okay, the drone is flying sideways like this, and you can't see where you're flying because you only have a view in your controller, a view from the camera, and the camera you need to have pointed at the house, right? You're trying to frame everything and have it all centered and all that kind of thing. And so you're flying sideways like this. You don't know what you're about to fly into. So you have to do what's called line of sight flying, right? And I didn't think there was anybody at the house. So I was flying around the house trying to do it line of sight, and I couldn't even see the drone like half the flight because I was going around the backyard and the house is so big that like it was totally blocking my view. Oh man, I was so sketched out. Like it was super challenging. So finally I did one flight, and then the homeowner, turns out they were home. The wife was there. She comes out, she's like, oh, if you need anything, let me know. And I was like, oh no, well, if I could just go in the backyard, that'll help a lot. So she's like, yeah, sure, no problem. I just assumed that she wasn't there, but anyhow. So yeah, verify somebody's home if you're gonna start doing this stuff. So yeah, so then I did a second flight, and I was able to do what I needed to do, and I was able to walk around the house and get some better, you know, visual on the drone to make sure that I wasn't gonna crash. But even then, man, I mean, can you imagine trying to fly a drone and just having obstacle after obstacle after obstacle, like power lines here, you know, a house roof there, oh, here's a chimney, oh, here's, you know, here's an air conditioning unit, oh, here's some more power lines, oh, here's the actual power pole. It's like, oh my gosh, like I really hope that I got decent footage for this lady, because I'm not even sure if it's going to be usable. It was that bad. So anyhow, I have some ideas. If I'm going to do this kind of work again, I'm going to probably build more of like a Cinewhoop drone and mount a GoPro at like a 90-degree angle on the drone, so I could fly forward and see exactly where I'm going. I'll be using goggles. I don't need to do the whole line of sight thing. I'm not into that. Like if I can do that, but I would be so much better off using goggles and flying, you know, forward. I can see exactly where I'm going, go around the house, you know, I can split all sorts of gaps, go right between the houses if I need to, but I could have the actual GoPro mounted at a 90-degree angle, like to the left side of the drone, and then the GoPro will just be capturing all the footage, you know, it'll be pointed right at the house. Even though I can't see the footage from the GoPro as I'm flying, I don't necessarily need to. I'll just know that I'm not going to crash at least. And the GoPro has a really wide, what they call super view, a wide field of view, and I think that would work out really well, probably much better than using what I was using, which is a Mavic 2 Pro. So anyway, I've got some ideas. If I'm going to start doing this stuff, I'm going to build something, and that's going to work out better. And if I do that, I'll be sure to post it here on the channel. And then, so yeah, so I'm doing my thing. I was in the backyard trying to make sure I don't crash. And then I come back to the front of the house, and there's this nosy neighbor across the street. She's like, who's flying that drone? I'm like, yeah, that's me. First of all, I had my vest on. I've got like this big orange, you know, vest that says, you know, certified drone pilot, whatever, like stand clear type of thing. And she's like, yeah, I saw it flying over the house. I wasn't sure who was flying. I'm like, yeah, it's me. I'm like, you okay with that or what? You know, like I was just like, what's it to you? You know what I mean? Like, who cares? Like, obviously it's not flying around your house. It's not like trying to get any footage of you. Like, don't be so nosy, you know? So yeah, basically she was giving me a hard time, and I was just giving it right back to her. You know, I was just like, yep, she hired me to do this for her. Like, the homeowner is here. Do you want to talk to her? And she's like, oh no, everything's, you know, that's fine. I'm like, yeah, all's good, you know, just leave me alone, you know? So yeah, so I was really stumped as to how challenging this whole thing was. I was there for probably about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, because it started raining and then I had to stop, and then there was a little break and I got one flight in, and then it started raining again and then I had to stop, and then I got my second flight in. I don't know, man, it was challenging. It was really challenging. If I didn't already mention it, it was about an hour drive to get to where I was, obviously an hour drive back, and it wasn't a very well-paying job at all, I have to be honest. So I'm really debating if it was worth my time, but I did learn a lot from the experience, and I guess that's really all that matters, right? Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's about it. It was a crazy day. I need to go upload the footage for this lady and get my paycheck. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna post probably tomorrow, the next day. I'm gonna post the giveaway video, the announcement video for that giveaway. And like I said, if you guys haven't already got in on it, do it right now. You still have a chance, okay? And by the way, welcome everybody, all the new subs. I'm really kind of surprised. A lot of new subscribers on the channel. Turns out a lot of people want free stuff. Hey, I get it. I totally get it. That's me too. We all want something for free. It's all good. But yeah, welcome to the channel. I do a lot of vlog stuff. I do a lot of drone flight stuff. But it's nice to have you guys here. And keep it up. We'll keep it up. We'll become the drone excursion family, if you will. And you can see whatever shenanigans I come up with. All right, guys? Well, all right, I got to get back to my family. But I just wanted to post this real quick while I had it in my head. If you guys are going to start doing this kind of thing, just do a little research before you commit to a job, because it might be way harder than it may be worth. All right, guys, see you on the next one. If you need a diversion, take a drone excursion. Wow.